Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into something critical for anyone starting in real estate: how to pick the right brokerage.
It sounds simple, maybe, but it's huge.
Totally. We've been digging into this great source doc, and it's just packed with, real-world stuff lessons, stories from agents, some surprising bits, and really practical advice.
Yeah.
Our goal here really is to give you a kind of shortcut through all that. Pull out the key things you need for making this, absolutely vital choice. Think of it like a roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's unpack this.
What's fascinating, and it really jumped out from the research, is just how foundational this one decision actually is.
Right.
It's not just like finding an office or a desk. It's laying the groundwork for your whole career path.
Everything.
Pretty much everything, yeah. Your income potential, how happy you are long-term, even just your day-to-day vibe,
Wow.
We actually saw stories in the material where agents directly link their early success, or sometimes their struggles, straight back to that first brokerage choice.
Really? That's specific.
That specific. So understanding the options before you commit, it can genuinely shape your whole professional journey right from day one in ways you might not even expect.
That's a powerful thought.
Mm-hmm.
Not just ticking a box, but a real strategic move.
Exactly.
And the research you looked at, it doesn't mess around. It gets straight into the core strategies, the common mistakes, the pitfalls, and the practical stuff new agents just have to grasp.
Yeah, the actionable things.
Right, to build that strong foundation. We're moving past just theory here and trying to give you things you can actually use. So, thinking about those key strategies, what was maybe one surprising thing you saw? Something an agent might easily overlook?
That's a great question, because the source did challenge some common assumptions.
Okay.
Like when we talk strategies for picking a brokerage, yeah, it involves a few things, but many new agents, they focus almost entirely on commission splits.
Sure, the money part.
Or maybe lead gen promises. But what the material really stressed was how top agents prioritized structured support systems and real mentorship pathways, almost above everything else.
Structured support. What did that look like in practice?
Well, for instance, it wasn't just a brokerage saying, oh, we offer admin help. The source actually detailed firms that provided dedicated transaction coordinators.
Right.
People whose whole job is handling the paperwork, the compliance stuff, after you get a contract signed, which frees you, the agent, up for client work.
That sounds amazing.
One agent in a case study literally said this specific support saved them 10, maybe 15 hours a week.
10 to 15 hours.
Yeah. And because of that, they closed like 2 extra deals a month in their first year. That's a total game changer.
That's incredibly specific and huge impact. It's not just vague support, it's targeted. Makes sense. What about training then? I bet the source had thoughts on that too.
Oh, absolutely. It went deep into the quality of the training. Not just is training available.
Right, like a checkbox.
Exactly. It was about whether there's a comprehensive tiered mentorship and education program.
Cheers.
Yeah, one model described in the research, it wasn't just here's your mentor. They had like 3 levels.
Okay.
Like a buddy agent you could hit up for quick daily questions, then a senior mentor for the complex deals, negotiation tactics, that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
And then optionally, a business coach for bigger picture stuff, long-term goals, scaling your business.
That sounds incredibly thorough.
It was. And the study showed this kind of multi-level support significantly cut down on agent burnout and boosted retention rates.
I bet.
It showed that the structure of the training, how it's delivered, not just that it exists, makes a massive difference. New agents with that kind of setup consistently did better, sometimes like 30, 40% better income in their first couple of years than those in less structured places.
30 to 40%, that's huge.
Yeah.
It really drives home that you need to ask how the mentorship works, not just if they have it. And okay, so we know what to look for, but the research also highlighted things to avoid. What were some common pitfalls new agents stumble into?
This is where it gets really interesting, actually, because some pitfalls kind of disguise themselves as perks.
Oh, like what?
One big one the source called out was shiny object syndrome.
Okay. I think I know where this is going.
Right. New agents get wowed by promises of like cutting edge tech or tons of leads.
Yeah.
But they don't dig into the cost or what's actually expected of them. For example, some places offer what looks like a free CRM or lead platform.
Sounds good.
But then you find out later it comes with really high transaction fees, or maybe it needs you to make an insane number of cold calls that just doesn't fit your style at all.
Gotcha. So you need to look past the headline offer and figure out the whole picture.
Exactly. See the whole ecosystem of that benefit. Another huge pitfall was deceptive compensation.
How so?
The source had examples where a high split, say 80-20, looked amazing on paper.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But then the agent realized they were on the hook for everything: marketing stuff, E&O insurance, desk fees, website, admin help, all of it.
Oh.
There was this one story, an anecdote in the material. This new agent figured out that after all those expenses, their actual split was closer to 50-50, sometimes worse.
Wow.
And they felt totally blindsided by the costs. It just hammered home how vital it is to read every single word of that agreement and ask for a really detailed breakdown of all potential costs.
So basically, check if the promises match the reality on the ground. That practical guidance seems key to dodging those common mistakes.
Absolutely essential.
Okay, so that's a crucial distinction, learning what to look for, but also what to, well, look out for. It helps you ask better questions, tougher questions, really.
Right, and assess the environment more deeply.
But, hearing about strategies and pitfalls is one thing. The research then really brings it home by showing how this stuff plays out in, real life. What kind of examples or case studies did it use to help agents actually apply these ideas?
Yeah, this is where it really connects the theory to practice. The source moves from advice into specific examples, case studies, and tips, so you can actually apply what you've learned.
Makes sense.
It showed different kinds of brokerages and how different agents thrived or maybe struggled in them.
Okay.
So, there was this detailed case of an agent, let's call her Maria, from the material. She totally killed it in a brokerage that was really high-tech, lead gen focused.
Right.
This place had invested a ton in automated lead funnels, AI for market analysis, big online presence. Maria, she was analytical, comfortable with tech, so for her, perfect fit.
Okay, she matched the style.
Exactly. She could handle tons of digital leads, optimize her online marketing, no problem.
Got it.
But then the source contrasted her story with someone like David. He joined the same high-tech firm.
Okay.
He thought the tech would just do the heavy lifting. But David's strength was face-to-face stuff. Networking, community events, building relationships the old-fashioned way. He felt totally lost in that tech-heavy place. His efforts didn't really align with how the brokerage worked, and he struggled, even with all the leads they gave him.
So what happened?
Eventually, he switched. He found success later in a more, let's say, traditional relationship-driven brokerage that was discussed in another case study, a place where his community engagement wasn't just accepted, it was actually encouraged and supported.
That's a brilliant illustration. It's not about one type being better. It's about the fit.
Precisely. The right fit for your personality, your style.
It helps you kind of picture yourself in those different environments, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And think, okay, where would I do best? Where would I grow?
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it means you're not just getting a checklist of features. You're getting a mental toolkit.
Right.
To sort of simulate your own potential experience. The source even gave practical tips, like how to audition a brokerage.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Suggesting you ask to shadow an agent for a day. Or sit in on a team meeting. Or, and this is key talk, directly to at least 3 agents who joined in the last year.
The newer ones. Get the fresh perspective.
Exactly, get their unfiltered take. These aren't just vague ideas, they're concrete actions you can take.
That real-world context, those specific examples, that's gold. It really turns abstract advice into something you can actually use. Wisdom, really. And speaking of usable wisdom, the research also boiled things down to one really concise, actionable tip, something you can use right away. So what does this all boil down to for you, the listener, right now? What's the one powerful, quick tip?
Yeah, the source had this short, powerful, actionable quick tip, specifically about picking the right brokerage. And the core of it, really distilled from tons of agent stories, is this. Always interview at least 3 to 5 brokerages.
3 to 5, even if you think you found the perfect one already.
Especially then. It's not about being wishy-washy. It's about getting perspective, refining what you're actually looking for.
Okay, explain that.
There was this agent story in the research, right? They were totally sold on this big, flashy brokerage at first. Looked great, but they forced themselves to interview 3 others, like a small boutique firm, a completely virtual one, and a smaller independent office.
Okay.
And just by doing that, they suddenly understood the huge range of commission models, different training approaches, completely different cultures.
So each interview itself is a learning experience.
Totally. Each chat clarifies what's really out there and helps you figure out what you genuinely need and want in that partnership.
And what happened with that agent?
They ended up choosing the boutique firm, lower split initially, yeah, but it offered amazing hands-on mentorship and this really close-knit team feel, which they realized through the interviews was way more important for their early growth than the flashy stuff.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have even known to prioritize that without comparing.
That makes so much sense.
So the tip just reinforces that making a smart choice comes from really exploring your options, not just grabbing the first shiny thing. It's something you can do immediately, no regrets, to feel more confident in your decision.
That's such a practical, actionable tip.
Yeah.
It really captures a lot of what we've discussed in one clear step.
Wow, we've definitely covered a lot today in this deep dive on picking the right brokerage.
We have.
From getting into those, nuanced strategies and spotting the common pitfalls to seeing how it all works in the real world with those examples, and then landing on that great quick tip. Hopefully you feel like you have a much clearer roadmap now.
Yeah.
These lessons, these stories, all this practical advice, it's genuinely meant to help you on your path.
And it is a path, a journey. We've seen it clearly in the material. Knowledge is powerful, but it's most powerful when you actually use it.
Right.
So we definitely encourage you to use resources like thriveinrealestate.org as your guide, resources that echo these ideas, which, brings up an important question.
Yeah. How will you take what we've talked about today, the specifics about support, the potential pitfalls to watch for, the power of comparing options, and actually turn that into your confident next step? Because this first choice, it really does influence so much more than just your first year. It truly sets the stage for your whole career arc.
Absolutely. It's worth really thinking about that. How will carefully choosing your brokerage fundamentally shape your entire career, your trajectory, even your personal growth in this business?
It's foundational.
It really is. It impacts your daily work, your long-term success, everything. And hey, if you're feeling energized by all this and ready for that next step, you'll want to tune in next time.
Definitely.
Join us next week for Interviewing Brokerages Like a Pro. We'll continue this journey, take it even further, and get super practical about the exact questions you need to ask and the red flags to look out for in those interviews.